Scientists just discovered that everything we thought about morning routines was backwards. The rituals that took me from exhausted to extraordinary didn't involve ice baths, meditation apps, or 5 a.m. wake-ups. What actually works will shock you, and it starts the night before you think it does. By the end of this video, you'll know the 7 evidence-based habits that researchers found triple your productivity and double your energy, and why the sequence matters more than the habits themselves. Stick around for habit number 5. It's the game changer. Your morning routine doesn't begin when your alarm goes off. It starts the moment you decide what happens 9 hours earlier. Stanford researchers tracking 2,000 subjects found that people who implemented a structured pre-sleep protocol experienced 47% better morning performance than those who didn't. Here's what separates winners from strugglers. At exactly 9 p.m., they stop consuming information. No news, no social media, no work emails. The brain needs a digital sunset to process the day. Then comes the 10-minute power move that changes everything. Write down 3 things. Tomorrow's top priority, 1 thing you're grateful for, and 1 concern you're releasing. This brain dump prevents the 3 a.m. anxiety spiral that destroys sleep quality. Next, prepare your environment like a scientist preparing a lab. Lay out workout clothes where you'll see them first. Fill a water bottle and place it on your nightstand. Set the coffee maker. These aren't small details, they're decision eliminators. Every choice you automate at night is willpower you save for morning. The final step sounds counterintuitive, but the data is ironclad. Lower your bedroom temperature to 67 degrees. Your core body temperature must drop to trigger deep sleep, and most people sabotage this by keeping rooms too warm. This protocol takes 11 minutes total, but reclaims your entire next day. The moment your eyes open, your brain enters a neurochemical state that scientists call the awakening response. For exactly 90 seconds, your prefrontal cortex is in a unique transition phase where habits form 3 times faster than any other time of day. MIT neuroscientists discovered that what you do in this narrow window literally rewires your brain's default programming. Here's the protocol that separates peak performers from everyone else. Before you reach for your phone, before you check the time, take 3 deep breaths. Inhale for 4 counts, hold for 4, exhale for 6. This activates your parasympathetic nervous system and prevents the cortisol spike that makes you feel anxious all morning. Then immediately drink 16 ounces of water. Your body just went 8 hours without hydration. Your blood is literally thicker, and every cell is screaming for H2O. One Stanford study showed that people who hydrated within 2 minutes of waking had 23% higher cognitive performance throughout the morning. Now here's the move that feels wrong but works right. Make your bed immediately. It sounds trivial, but Navy SEALs swear by it for a reason. It's your first completed task, your first win, your first proof that you control your environment. Psychologists call this behavioral momentum, and it creates a cascade effect. That 90-second window just set the trajectory for your entire day. Miss it, and you're fighting uphill until noon. Capture it, and you're operating from a position of strength before most people have opened their eyes. Your circadian rhythm isn't just about sleep. It's the master regulator of every hormone, every energy cycle, every cognitive function in your body, and it's controlled by a cluster of 20,000 neurons in your hypothalamus that respond to one thing: light. Here's what most people get catastrophically wrong. They wake up, immediately grab their phone, blast blue light into their retinas, then wonder why they feel wired but exhausted. That artificial light at the wrong time is like screaming random coordinates at your internal GPS. Harvard Medical School researchers found that morning light exposure within 30 minutes of waking advanced circadian rhythm by an average of 2 hours and increased evening melatonin production by 42%. But here's the critical detail everyone misses. It has to be natural sunlight, and it has to hit your eyes at a specific intensity. Phone screens deliver 200 to 400 lux. Indoor lighting gives you 300 to 500 lux. You need 10,000 lux minimum to properly set your circadian clock, and only the sun delivers that. Step outside for 10 minutes. No sunglasses, no windows between you and the sky, just direct exposure. Cloudy day, you still get enough. Can't go outside? Sit directly by a window within 3 feet of the glass. This single action triggers a cortisol spike that wakes you up naturally, starts your metabolism, and begins the countdown to healthy melatonin release exactly 14 to 16 hours later. Skip this, and you're chemically jet-lagged in your own time zone. Your energy will crash at 2 p.m., you'll crave sugar all afternoon, and you'll lie awake at midnight wondering why you can't sleep. The sun isn't optional. It's the synchronization signal your biology is desperately waiting for every single morning. Everything you've heard about breakfast timing is missing the point. It doesn't matter if you eat at 6 a.m. or 10 a.m. What matters is what you eat, and the research is unambiguous. Protein within 90 minutes of waking changes your entire metabolic day. A University of Texas study tracked participants for 12 weeks and found that those consuming 30 grams of protein at breakfast had 54% less hunger throughout the day, 31% fewer cravings, and consumed an average of 400 fewer calories without trying. Here's why this works at the molecular level. Protein triggers the release of peptide YY and GLP-1, 2 satiety hormones that tell your brain you're full. Carbohydrates alone spike insulin, crash your blood sugar, and leave you ravenous 90 minutes later. The 30-gram threshold isn't arbitrary, it's the minimum amount needed to activate muscle protein synthesis and stabilize blood glucose for 4 to 6 hours. What does 30 grams look like in real food? 4 eggs, or 1 cup of Greek yogurt with 2 scoops of protein powder, or 6 ounces of salmon, or 1 chicken breast? Notice what's not on that list. Cereal, toast, bagels, muffins, orange juice. Those aren't breakfast. They're dessert disguised as morning fuel. The food industry spent 50 years convincing you that sugar and refined carbs are an acceptable way to start your day. And the obesity and diabetes epidemics prove how well that worked. Here's the implementation key most people miss. Prepare your protein source the night before. Hard-boil eggs, portion out Greek yogurt, prep a breakfast burrito. If you wake up and have to cook from scratch, you'll default to the easy carb option. Willpower doesn't beat convenience, so make the high-protein choice the convenient one. Here's the lie that keeps people stuck. I'll work out once I feel motivated. Neuroscience has proven the opposite is true. Movement creates motivation, not the other way around. A groundbreaking study from the University of Georgia found that low-intensity exercise in the morning increased energy levels by 20% and decreased fatigue by 65%. And here's the kicker, these benefits lasted the entire day, not just the hour after exercise. The researchers concluded that exercise is more effective than caffeine for sustained energy. But timing is everything, and most people get this completely backwards. The optimal window for movement is 5 to 30 minutes after waking, before your first meal, when your body is in a fasted state and human growth hormone levels are 5 times higher than later in the day. This hormonal environment maximizes fat burning and triggers neurogenesis, the creation of new brain cells in your hippocampus. You're not just getting fit, you're literally building a better brain. Now let's destroy the biggest excuse. I don't have time for a full workout. You don't need one. A 2019 study published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine found that just 11 minutes of moderate exercise provided substantial health benefits and longevity improvements. 11 minutes. That's 2 snooze buttons. Here's your minimum viable morning movement protocol. 10 bodyweight squats, 10 push-ups, 10 jumping jacks, 1 minute plank, then repeat twice. Total time, 8 to 10 minutes. You'll spike dopamine, norepinephrine, and endorphins, the exact neurochemicals that antidepressants try to artificially create. You're essentially giving yourself a legal, natural, performance-enhancing drug every single morning. The people who say they'll exercise later almost never do, because decision fatigue and work stress consume their willpower by noon. Morning movers don't negotiate with themselves, they just move, and the motivation shows up during rep 3, not before rep 1. Your body doesn't want to stay stationary, it wants to move. Stop waiting for permission from your feelings and just start. You now have 7 evidence-based habits, but here's where most people fail. They try to implement everything at once, get overwhelmed, and quit by day 4. Stanford behavior scientist B.J. Fogg spent 20 years studying habit formation and discovered that transformation doesn't come from motivation or willpower. It comes from designing tiny behaviors into automatic sequences. Here's your implementation hierarchy. Week 1. Focus exclusively on the night protocol and first 90 seconds rule. Just those 2. Make them so automatic you could do them half asleep. Week 2. Add strategic light exposure. Walk outside for 10 minutes after your 90-second routine. Week 3. Integrate the protein breakfast. Week 4. Add morning movement. By week 5, you're running the complete system without thinking about it. Now let's troubleshoot the 3 failure points everyone hits. First, the winter darkness problem. If sunrise is after 7 a.m. in your location, invest in a 10,000 lux light therapy lamp and use it for 20 minutes while you eat breakfast. Second, the travel disruption. Pack a resistance band, download a 7-minute workout app, and remember that hotel rooms have floors for push-ups. Consistency beats perfection. Third, the motivation crash around day 12. This is predictable and normal. Your brain is resisting the new neural pathways. Push through this week and it gets easier, I promise. Here's your daily execution checklist to keep you accountable. 9 p.m. digital sunset, 10 p.m. preparation and journaling, 6:30 a.m. eyes open, 3 breaths, water, make bed. 6:35 a.m. outside for light. 6:45 a.m. protein breakfast, 7 a.m. movement. By 7:15 a.m., you've won the day before most people have checked their first email. This isn't about becoming someone else. It's about becoming the most powerful version of yourself through scientific habit design. The research is clear, the protocol is proven, and the only variable left is your decision to start. Not tomorrow, not Monday, right now. Take out your phone and set a 9 p.m. alarm titled Digital Sunset Protocol Begins. That's your first move. Everything else flows from that single decision. Your morning routine actually starts tonight, and your transformed life starts the moment you commit to the system.